And welcome to Prague and the Czech Republic for the International Canoe Federation's first Slalom World Cup of the 2017 season. Athletes from 32 nations are testing themselves on this rather difficult course. 300 meters long, 25 gates, but the fun really starts with all the combinations. I'm Matthew Layton as ever to help us understand, pick through the faults, congratulate where necessary. We do have a couple of the top world paddlers, C1, C2, you name it, they're good at it. I'm talking about Adam Burgess, Ryan Westley from Great Britain. Hello.
Hi Matt, thanks for having us.
Yeah, cheers, nice to be here.
Right, that's about my job done. We're going to talk through the 10 crews, and it's dominated by Czechs, French, Slovaks, and Germans. In fact, that's all we have in this actual combination.
Yeah, I think especially after the Europeans seeing some success for the Polish, it's strange to see none of them on the start line at all, I don't think, in this race. Certainly not in the semi-final, final. I think they definitely could have been challenging for the medals, but it certainly looks like a very stacked final.
4 French crews in there, big statement from them, I think. Home World Championships for them later in the year, so yeah, they're all charging pretty hard, and it's going to be quite an exciting final, I think.
And in the semi-final, which was run about 2 hours ago, in similar conditions, so there's a bit of a breeze. As you can see, the poles are slightly moving around. It's dry at the moment, but there's a fair wind. We did see the Czechs dominating. We had Czechs 1 and 2 really, really close, I think 0.04 apart, and about 2.73 seconds left we had the 2 Frenches, so they seem to be quite ahead of the field.
Yeah, definitely. You know, we said the strength of the C2 class in France already, but the Czechs on this course, they're always fast in every category, and you'd be silly man not to bet on those 2 boys, well, those 4 boys, Klovsky, Arne and Kasper Sinner, the last 2 boats off.
Yeah, certainly watching Kasper Sinner this morning, it looked like they had a little bit more left to give. Maybe eased off a little bit on the way to the finish line. It's not always the most costly thing to do, but it certainly looked like they were saving it for the final.
Well, today we had, for various reasons, we have reduced numbers. This is out of the Olympics at the moment. Anyway, never know what's going to happen in the future. However, there's only 15 boats entered the competition. However, we did have the Olympic champions, but they came in 12th. Maybe a surprise, or maybe they're just exhausted from turning up so much last year. But we have what we have, and you can see they're going in reverse order of where they came in the semi-finals. And the first off are the Slovaks.
Yeah, it's the thing with C2. It's a short start line, but you guarantee everyone on there is awesome. These boys, for example, they were European champions last year in Liptovsky Mikules, and yeah, I thought they'd retired, but it looks like they're paddling really well. So obviously not, and they've made the final here, and so far off to a good start. Yeah,
these staggers that we're seeing coming down on this course here are really, really testing the C2s. The kayaks are making them look hard, and so far these boys look like they've made a really good effort at this first stagger. I think there's a lot of time to be lost in there, so looks like they're off to a really good start.
Definitely, and to get to this point of the run with no penalties on the board already, really a good start.
The course designer, Mark Delaney, does he need to be congratulated or punished?
It's a bit better than some of the courses he sets for us at home in Lee Valley, that's for sure.
Good point. As you can see, it's plain sailing into a gate 2, lots and lots of staggers, and then it gets complicated. What we're seeing with semi-final.
Yeah, big back off move there from the boys, and it looks like they got both bodies inside that gate, so it's okay. You're probably going to see a few different options there. Some of the crews taking it on as spin, double spin, and some using that move there to back off. Don't often see it done in many other classes, but the C2s use it sometimes. It means you're not spinning the boat around and you keep pointing the direction you want to. It just takes a lot of physical effort, but it's generally big boys paddling the C2, and they'll be easy and strong enough to do that.
Just like these lads have been pretty good all the way down. I think they've had a few little errors, but really good run straight off in the final. I think put a bit of pressure on the other lads still to come. I think looks like they're going to be clean, barring any massive errors on this last gate, but looking to have been a fairly good time. I think 109 with the touch came out in the semi-final, so
yes, that's a really good start. A big statement there straight away. First one down, 9 boats left to go, and we've got a final, I think.
Certainly seem happy enough with it.
So what we can see is the first 50 metres are fairly easy, the last 70 metres are fairly easy, but apart from that there's no mental or physical break, is there?
Definitely not. It's pretty full on here. The river's it's quite deceivingly fast, I think, and
I think it's 15 or 16 metres cube a second.
Oh,
Yeah.
they pick up a touch there on 24.
I think it's just blowing in the wind a little bit, I think. Has it gone on?
No,
It looks like it's still clean on the board.
looking on the video there.
Few
The
balls
replays.
moving around.
Second to go down will be Pierre-Antoine Dia and Ed Leroux, who are both individual pretty good paddlers anyway.
Yeah, these boys last year at I think Sail World Cup threw down an absolute stormer. I think they were quicker than Pierre-Antoine Dia had the C1 run. Well, I think they would have made the final there as well. C1, so.
I think they were fast enough to medal in C1 actually, yeah.
Well, they won in Sao and they won in Paraguay, didn't they?
Yeah, bit of a trip there on the blade there from Pat in the front, but looking pretty good, and we certainly know they've got pace.
Yeah, really capable of some line-in fast runs. A few swinging poles there behind them. I don't know if that's the wind again or if the tail kicked up.
Looked like they caught a touch on gate 10, front man there, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'd say in general now, I'd say potentially looking slightly up on the Slovak crew that came before them, but there's still some really hard moves to come. This is definitely one of them.
Spin there, and looks like they're going for the forwards here. They've not gone for the back off. That was, it was fast, but they picked up a 2-second penalty, so see if they can absorb that. Doesn't look like the penalty from further up has been added on. Maybe that was clean, just some holes blowing around in the wind. They're only just down on the split here, so definitely capable of going. Oh, and there the touch has been added, so they're +4 now, so they've got their work cut out now if they want to be competitive with the Slovaks.
Especially, it looks like they've lost quite a bit of time on this bottom section now. Don't think there's really anywhere else they can try and make it back up, but just try and put down a straight run finish, and with such a hard course like this, you never know what's going to happen with the rest of the boats.
They've definitely given it a really good go. They've taken on some aggressive lines, raced hard, really hard, and unfortunately, the penalties look like they're going to push them out. But
still a good run. The way they can throw that C2 around, they can almost do like the kind of fakey sweeps and bounce on the edges like the individual classes do. I think they tried it there in the staggers and it just didn't quite pay off.
So it might be different because normally they go on the Sunday, and so they've had lots of chances to see everyone else go down the water. Today they've just gone in the semi-finals and straight in.
yeah, I guess with the classes moving around a little bit, it's made a little bit of difference. Normally C2 is the last class off, and I think that adds to how tight it normally is. The options are kind of already, everyone knows the best decisions to make.
Bizet from France, the second of 4 Frenchies to go downstairs.
Yeah, these guys recently crowned European champions, I believe. Obviously a super hard course to race on in Tarsen, and perhaps a little bit more inconsistent than this place, so expect to see them do pretty well, though it does look like the wind has really picked up as they've started going here.
They're a really accomplished crew, these two. Plenty of medals at championship races and World Cup races as well. They're on the overall podium last year in the World Cup.
They won 4. They were in 4 finals last year. They were in Ivrea 4th, so 12th, Po 5th, Prague 4th, Tachin 3rd.
Yeah, so consistency there, and yeah, they're up on the early split, so good run so far. Looks like they've given away a little bit of time there, just a bit steady around gate 12. Definitely not throwing down quite as hard as Leroux and Antoine Thiard were. Been a little bit more careful, but these guys have stayed clean, so that is the difference.
I think what we've seen from the other crews as well is they started off strong, but then they seem to fade a little bit towards the finish. Maybe these guys are... Whoa, 50-second penalty on 15. Oh, it's gone. Must have been a slight communication error there, but certainly looks like these boys are looking to finish strong, and I think we've seen a bit of time lost in this bottom section. But it looks like they're going to be well up on the split here, yeah, 1.16.
Looking really smooth and in control.
Yeah, they look like they've not really been out of control the whole way down. I think that's really important in C2, especially on a tough course.
Yeah, definitely means you just have that extra gear to go into if you need it, if you do find yourself in trouble.
It's a really good move on that final little curl move there. Again, does look like the poles are blowing around quite a bit. Oh, maybe they picked up a touch on 23.
2-second penalty being added on there. I didn't see that, but we might get a slow-mo of that after they finish. We'll see if they might go into the lead anyway.
Such a long sprint to the finish here, it's really hard to call it. Looks like they're going to go in there.
Yeah, comfortable lead.
I think that's close to challenging what the Czechs are doing this morning. Just a shame about that touch on second class upstream gate there. Apart from that, really nice and controlled run.
So 3 down, and the time is 1:09.93 as a reference. Becker to go next, the Germans. 8th in the Europeans, 2nd in Prague, 2nd in Prague 2016.
Yeah, I think they're also European champions 2 years ago. 2 years ago in Leipzig. Oh,
No, it's not. We've got the wrong order. No, sorry, it's Franz Anton, Jan Benzien.
Reigning world champions from Lee Valley 2015. Yeah, these boys probably more similar to the first French crew we saw. They're going to be attacking hard. They always give it everything. Let's see if they can hold it all together and stay clean on this tricky course.
I remember speaking to Franz last year when he was racing here in C1, and at the Olympics they were bib for. Here in C1 he was bib for, and he finished 4th at both races. So they're in bib number 9 now. Hopefully they can challenge for the medals and put down a really good run here. Although it did look like they picked up an early touch. Yeah, there we go, gate 6.
Yeah, early touch but fast, so without the touch they'll be up. So yeah, attacking hard does work, you do go fast, but you've got to stay off the poles as well. See if they can make up that time on the bottom half of the course.
And of course they're going to be hosting the 3rd World Cup in Magdeburg in a couple of weeks' time.
Right, and the 2nd one as well. Oh.
Yeah, Germans got 2 World Cups last year. They didn't have any last year. Yeah, already these boys see how easy it is once you go offline a little bit in C2. It's so hard to get that boat back on track in a section like that.
Especially with these staggers, they're so tight and so quick. You've really got no margin for error.
We're chopping wood through there, 15, 16, 17, 6 seconds out of the penalties. That's surely going to make things really difficult now to be competitive.
Maybe that bib number is going to be the case. All the commentators, I don't know.
You just need to get yourselves a #1 bib boys in every race.
They're not too far off, even with 8 penalties.
No, their pace is looking really good. Really good, in fact. I mean, my maths isn't quick enough,
yeah, well, they'd have been in the lead by 4 seconds, wouldn't they?
105.
With +8. So, yeah, let's see if the crew can take on the course like that, but keep it clean as well. Then we'll be in for something really impressive. It's the kind of run that we saw last year from Eden and Pierre.
Needs to get himself an ST there.
Okay, now I think it's going to be Berlin Becker.
Now it is Berlin Becker, you're right.
Yeah. Disadvantage of calling before we see it. We're actually placed just on the finish line. 300 metres from it floats 3.6%, and the water's flying down. It's 12 to 14 metres wide, this channel.
And the way it's so straight, and the way the seating's set up there on the bank, you can kind of see it's really steep, kind of creates almost like a bit of a Colosseum atmosphere. Fans get really close to the bank, and the fans here in Prague are so great. Clap for everyone, cheer everyone down. Good to see.
It's always the best atmosphere here, and all the athletes enjoy racing. Again, these boys, it looks like they've already picked up some penalties.
I think they may have cruised past one of the gates early on in the stagger there. Couldn't really tell, it's all coming at you so quickly, but judges are giving them a 50-second penalty on gate 7.
Didn't even see that, it must have been a total flyby. Yeah, 50-second penalty certainly puts you out of the race, but
looks like these boys are going to give it to the finish though. Apart from that, it seems to be going pretty well for them. Certainly done a really good job of that stagger.
Done that move very nice. Taking up another spin here.
There's just so much to this course. There's no. It's too late there.
They've missed the gate there. They caught the tail on the block, and it stopped their rotation, and ended up not being able to get to that gate 21. So yeah, unfortunately, that definitely is these boys out of the race.
They went to take that move on spin straight there, and not seeing much of that, especially from a back right crew. Obviously on the harder side for them to turn, just couldn't quite get it done quick enough. I think this course here as well, it's you normally end up with a course with 1 or 2 hard moves in it here, whereas, like you said earlier, you got the start sprint, the finish sprint, and the rest of it's so full on that you hardly get a break.
finalise that later. So half of the teams have gone, and so far we do have Pico Bizot in the lead, 109.93, and crucially they only have 2 penalties.
Yeah, it looks like these boys, Bailey and Becker, have been deemed to have knocked the pole around their head on gate 7, but I guess that's not really that important now they've cruised past 21. But certainly Pico Bizot must be feeling pretty good, watching how much C2 crews seem to be struggling with this course. But here we go, first Czech crew. Good to see something special here.
Koplik and Rozan. Jakub has been helping in the office all week. Then when he has a chance to fly out and do some paddling.
Yeah, the Czech team normally really good at volunteering and helping to run their World Cup as well as competing it as well.
I think Stanislav Jezek might have medalled when he was pretty much running the race one year.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, 2015. He's also probably competing next week.
Very nice. Yeah, these boys just picking up a touch on gate 3, and I think potentially on the spin after that as well. Yeah.
A couple of early penalties, so they're going to need to be fast on the rest of the course. They've got to take these moves on, but they've got to stay clean as well. So,
but as we saw from Anton Benzina, it's possible to go 4 seconds quicker than the current leaders. So, although they've just picked up another touch on 11, they have to see something pretty special now. But
yeah, you can hear the Czech crowd getting right behind them, but.
Even though that we have our window closed, you can still hear them quite well. They're banging on the sides. I think they had 3,000 or 4,000 people there.
Straight for the back off option.
You can see there, it's like paddling back uphill for that bit there. All the water's moving against them as they're trying to do that back off. And you see how hard work it is to push themselves back into that gate. I'm assuming they're going to take on a double spin here. Yeah.
Physical course for the C2s. There's a lot of spinning and back-offs. I think the tactics that Pico Bizot used just to take it all a little bit steadier, a bit more careful, seems to be really paying off, because the crews that have gone off hard at the start have really struggled to keep off the poles on the bottom half of the course.
Well, you can just see with the staggers that are so tight and the C2 being so heavy with 2 people in it, they're trying to swing the bow backwards and forwards, and killing that rotation that you're putting on the boat takes its toll on you. And you can really see people seem to be struggling towards the bottom half of this course. Certainly looking pretty good for the French boys at the moment, though.
4 to go. 2 Frenches. So France will have a medal.
Hard to spot those spins. You're flying off the wave really fast, and to go through that gate backwards in that position when you can't really see it, you've got to really spin your head really quick to try and not take your eye off it for too long.
So is there Klaus Pesch, the mediatic-friendly pairs. Their bronze medal in the Olympics finally had their recompense.
Yeah, it was good for them to get that on their CV after being so close in London 2012. Yeah, really accomplished crew, and deservedly of that #1 bib.
I can see these boys doing well here as well. I reckon they can really whip the boat about super quick, and I think these staggers could sort of play into their hands.
They're quite light on it.
Yeah, well, certainly it looks like Pesch can throw Klaus about in the front quite well. And so far, the
ducking
back
and
off
diving, and that looks really good.
They've been paddling together for I think about 15 years now, so they tend to know what the other's thinking.
Yeah. Certainly looks like they're up on the split as well. Although I did see a bit of movement on gate 11 there, so can't tell if it's the wind. Does look like the wind has picked up a bit for them. But so far clean and looking really good.
And as you mentioned, the key motivation is the World Championships in the end of September in Prague.
That's right. So yeah, they've got a home World Championships. Did they get their heads inside of that? It's hard for us to see on the screen because it's behind the wave. I think they did.
If they did, I think that was pretty quick.
There's no penalty on there at the moment, so yeah, if they can keep this clean, then
2 seconds off on the split as well, really taking it to their compatriots here.
stacks of time here to play with. So if they keep this clean now, if they can get this last move,
could see something come on late with the video judges that happened a little bit earlier, but
that looks pretty good. That does working hard now. Now one more upstream goes to the finish.
I mean, looking at the time there, it looks like they could absolutely smash into the lead here.
That's a real performance, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly looks like
that
it.
was absolutely awesome. They took it all on. They really
they hit the last gate! I mean, they're going to be all right, but that could be really costly with the quality of the boats to come.
Oh, yeah,
well,
you can see the frustration that they've hit the last gate.
They've been there before, haven't they?
Yeah, similar to their touch at the London Olympics, came right at the end of the course. Stakes not quite as high here, but yeah, they've smashed it. They were really quick, and it looks like they might absorb that and stay on the podium, but it's definitely left the door open, particularly for the upcoming Czech crews to maybe sneak inside and take the win. Oh, they'll be gutted about that touch.
Skier-Manico and Cahel, the third and last French pair that we're going to see today. They've had some good results. They came first in Ivrea last year, third in Po. Tachin, they came second, and recently in the Europeans they came 11th.
Yeah, a younger crew, not been on the senior circuit for too long, but straight away they were impressing, and yeah, they've won World Cup races before, and definitely capable. So let's see if they can do it again today.
I think they're going to, taking on the back off there is really good, but I think they're going to have to be super on it to challenge the time of Klaus and Pesch. I think that looked like a really good run. And I think potentially when you look at that stagger, 14, 15, 16, they really took them. These boys picking up an early touch, I think it's going to make it tough. Such a hard thing in C2 to do though, when you pick up a touch, to adjust your plan in any way. You can't really take on the course when there's two of you like that, and that kind of communication isn't really there. So just got to stick to the plan now and hope they execute it perfectly, and that it's good enough. Although it looks like a bit too much stuck in the stopper there.
They have 4 seconds to play with off the leaders to still go into the top 3 at the end of this run. So they can sneak in there, but
could we see a French 1-2-3 on the Czech home ground? Certainly be one to throw down.
They've done it in Deep Creek, haven't they, with the K1s?
Yeah. Although to do it in Prague to the Czechs on their home course would certainly be a big one, I reckon.
It's almost rude.
I think we're going to see some answers from the Czechs.
Two more French Czech crews to come, so.
Yeah, I think there's 2 touches and a few little bits with having to hold a bit too hard onto the boat there. A little bit of time in these last 2 upstreams, I think we're going to be a bit outside the medals here.
One more gate to go. Arms and legs inside the vehicle. Let's not have another touch on the last gate.
It's getting really windy out there now, really windy.
It's bad.
Yeah, into 4th place.
So French 1-2 so far, 107.42.
You can see a bit of frustration there from Nico. Obviously knew they had a bit more in the tank. Obviously pretty upset with the touches. Such a tough stagger though, that for C2s. Seeing them throw it round like that is quite impressive.
That's the idea, is to test the athletes, not kill them.
Yeah, about to hear the crowd go off again now. You've got 2 Czech crews to go. First off,
Jane, 25, 26 years old. Made 4 out of 5 finals last year.
yeah, really aggressive style, these boys as well. You know they're going to go for it. Let's see if they can stay off the poles.
Well, the crowd's going to give them maybe a second or 2 advantage.
Definitely, yeah. The Czechs, they do cheer for everyone, but they cheer just a little bit louder when the local boys are going down.
I think gate 3 might have just blown into the back man there. The wind is really causing some issues for the later
Looks
on.
like it might have picked up a touch on gate 4 as well. Early penalties could be cut. Well, nothing on there. It's gone on so far. Back off there at the top. Not seen that move done yet. Good one as well.
I think the wind on a stagger on these tight courses really making it quite tough for these boats, but I think it's been pretty similar for all the guys down, so yeah, hopefully not too unfair really.
It's definitely hard enough as it is, but when you make it a moving target as well, and 2 bodies trying to fit through, it's super hard.
And like you say, these boys are always going to go for it. They're not going to try and adjust to the conditions or anything like that. They're going to try and put down the best run they can, and they're really making some of these. They've nailed that stagger through there, absolutely nailed it.
See if the intensity of the crowd can carry them through.
Looks like going to be a bit, 6.26 down on the split.
That would put them in 5th position.
You need 2 really good upstreams now on the bottom. But
I think they could definitely make a little bit back here. There's definitely a bit of time to be adding this curl move. I'm sure they knew it really well. Looks like they've done it pretty well.
That was solid. One more upstream on their onside.
3rd position is 4 seconds off.
How much have they got left in the tank?
111.49 would be 3rd.
3 strokes around there. Bit of work to do. Can they stuff the poles on this last gate?
111.49 to come 3rd.
Oh, it's going to be tight, just outside.
Really tight.
So 2 medals for France.
Gutierrez Batic took the bronze medal from 10th place.
Good to see. Kasper Sindler, the last crew to go, Czech Republic.
Well, didn't you take a medal from starting off one of the first?
I think every medal I've won, I've just about scraped through to the final.
So the Czech Olympic boat.
Yeah, it was heartbreak for those boys at the Olympic Games. They were absolutely flying and capsized on the final upstream. Had their eyes on the finish line maybe. And yeah, it's good to see them bouncing back and racing hard this season.
For third in the Europeans.
I'm sure they're going to enjoy this one on their home course in front of their home crowd. Exciting technical course to get their teeth into.
Yeah, I think we could see something really good here. They're off to a very nice start there.
So 6 up, but they haven't been causing the problems, have they?
No, it looked like they had a bit more in the tank after their semi-final run, and they were first then. And
looks like the back-offs there on the stagger have really paid off them, making them look quite comfortable.
They look really chilled out and calm, and yeah, they're just up on the split. I think they've done that a little bit better than Klaus Pesch. They look like they had that little bit more control, and I think they're going to have a bit more in the tank now to the finish, and you could see that lead time being challenged, especially with that 2-second penalty that they picked up.
You can see the crowd there, and this stagger here is going to be really important now.
A little bit of work there.
Looks like they've done that really well there.
All the space they've got there.
All the crowd is on one side, by the way.
Yeah, the crowd only have access to the river right-hand bank.
There we go, looks like, yeah, half second up.
Forwards there, that's really nice. Curl move.
Really, it's going to be really important this.
That have done this so many times. Yeah.
Really nice. Really nice.
To avoid the last gate.
Really fast exit as well.
Let's see if they
One
can
more
not fall in
upstream to go. Yeah, it looks like they've got plenty in the tank to really throw that round.
107.42.
I think they're going to do this.
Let's not jinx them now. They're on for a clean run.
They're going to smash
Oh,
it out.
that is-
Smash it. Wow, 102.
I didn't think we were going to see a run that fast. I'm glad
Take
they
a
didn't make it.
He's broken the speaker system.
You can hear the crowd going wild.
Oh, they've been given a touch somewhere.
It's academic, isn't it? They could almost have a 50 and so on.
Penalty's gone on, but it doesn't matter.
I'm sure that's a super nice feeling after the disappointment of the Olympics last year to win like that in front of your home crowd, and you could hear the noise.
Good to see their teammates congratulate him there at the finish as well. Really stoked for them to throw down a run like that. It was pretty awesome.
So it looks like if there's no, I can't see any asterisks. So it would be Kasper Sindler gold, Klaus Pesch silver, Pico Bizet bronze. So it looks good for Poe at the end of the year.
Yeah, Pico Bizet off to a really good start. 2 races, 2 podiums.
Yeah, those French crews are going to be hard to beat on their home course. Just like the Czechs here are pretty dominant. The French have certainly been like that on Poe in the past. All the nations, you know, we've all got a lot of time to prepare and paddle their river, and hopefully it'll be a competitive event.
So for you, the Brits, do you have to qualify internal battles? Or are you all allowed to go, or how does it work?
Yes, so we've had our selection already. We did our series back in April. Really competitive selection, and yeah, now we have our team. So 3 boats in each category, and that'll be the team for the whole season through the World Cup campaign and into
So
the
the
World
C1,
Championships.
it's Uncle David and you two.
Yeah, that's right.
Kasper Sindler take the gold for Czech Republic, Klaus Pesch the bronze, silver for France, and Pico Bizet the bronze for France, with Gutierrez and Batic just missing out this time.
Yeah, a lot of touches there, just the 1 clean run in the final.
We're going to move on, and we're going to watch the C1 women, which was full of surprises. 53 athletes entered at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, it's a big field for Seal Women, that. With it being announced for the Tokyo Olympic Games.
No foxes.
Bit more interest, and lots of girls entering. Yeah, no foxes in the
No
final.
Billerubla. No Nadine.
Ratchnik,
That's the one.
I believe.
Yeah, Nadine, who was really fast in heats, failed to make the final. It looked like she was fast again in the semi-final, but
They all took 50 seconds,
penalty.
but not on the same gate either. They all took 50s. And I don't
Yeah.
think it was, when I was speaking to some of the coaches, they said it wasn't due to the wind, because the wind wasn't so much.
No, I think they're just cutting some gates a little bit too fine, and I mean, as soon as you give that kind of decision to the judges, you're risking it a little bit. It certainly looks like the video judge this weekend. I've seen a lot of asterisks up, and I'm sure they're the right decision. Oh, just looking at the video there, Klaus clearly pretty upset with himself for hitting that gate. Maybe
It wouldn't actually made a difference.
I was going to say,
but that's not the point.
maybe the Czech crew putting down such a good run has potentially made him feel, made him feel a little bit better there.
It's not cost them the win, has it? So
But I know a lot of time and energy and money has been invested in a new video system for the judges. I believe they have a camera above every single gate.
Such a hard job for them to do, the judges, and I mean, we certainly, don't know, when you're an athlete, you almost always think that you were clean.
yeah, it makes sense to have, if the technology's there, that they use it. So yeah, there's a camera on every upstream gate.
right.
A video judge has access to a shot right on the gate line, so they can see if athletes get their whole head inside, and or if there's any really small penalties that maybe the judge's eye hasn't seen. So yeah, now we're seeing the World Cup standings. A little error on there. It says it's after 2 races. It's actually after 1. This is the first race. So 60 points go to Casper Sindler at the top there. And yeah, the 2 French crews in 2nd and 3rd. There are 4 more races to go. The final race in La Sella de Gel in Spain later in the year. That'll be double points. So 120 points up for grabs for the winner there. And that's always an exciting showdown at the end where the places are normally decided.
So we start this week in Prague, next week Augsburg, the weekend after in Markelberg. Then we go towards the first week of September. We're in Ivrea, which is in Italy, which hosted the first World Cup last year, and finishes off with La Sella in Spain next week, and next to the last weekend of September, 1st of October, where the World Championships.
Yeah, it's a busy schedule, especially for some of the guys racing under 23 as well. There's another 23 Euros and Worlds in there somewhere, back end of July, early August, I think. So yeah, it's a very busy season, busy schedule, but a lot of exciting places, a lot of exciting venues to go and race. You know, the classics, Canoe, Prague, Augsburg, but Ivrea as well. A lot of us hadn't really had the chance to race there until last year. That was a really exciting venue to go to, a lot of good fun, and a World Championships in Pole, which yeah, it's a pretty iconic stadium at the moment. Really cool place to race. That's going to be an awesome World Championships.
Moving on to the women's C1, there are some fairly unfamiliar faces. They've all been competing in competitions, but a lot of them haven't made it to the final before. So you can look down yourself. It's the top 10 athletes. Great to see Ros Lawrence back. She didn't make the team last year, but 3 or 4 years ago she was certainly fighting with a couple of others, Jess Fox and a couple of the Frenches.
There's a couple of familiar faces in there. Mallory Franklin, Kimberly Woods from Great Britain. You know, they're always there, thereabouts. They're certainly going to be looking to take the win today.
And again, we see 3 Czechs in the final. Potentially not as strong in this class as they are in the C2, but certainly I'm sure they'll be challenging for the medal. Certainly Monica Yankova's a bit more of a bit more in amongst there more often than some of the other younger ones.
I think it was Fisarova who a couple of weekends ago the Europeans had a really good race as well. So
second
and she was second in semis. So and we're off straight away. Eva Rahova from the Czech Republic. So we're going to hit the crowd kicking off again, getting right behind her. And I'm interested to see what kind of options the girls take on here with spins or back-offs. Really technical course for the girls to deal with, so let's see how they get on.
I was talking to Kate Eckhart after her run, and she said it's a bit unfair that between gate 3 and gate number 11 you have no space.
Yeah, I think especially with the C1 women we see a lot of switching, and you're going to have to be switching really quick to make the most of this stagger. And it looks like she's just not quite made it back to gate 6, although she's paddled back up for it now. It's certainly going to be costing on the scoreboard, but I don't think she's incurred any penalties there.
Yeah, it's definitely worth going back for gates because you know, they've got no idea what's going to happen for the rest of the field in this final, and if you just get to the finish without too much damage, then you could find yourself in the top half at least maybe, and see.
Especially we've seen so many 50-second penalties go down today. I think there's 10 people who picked up at least one 50-second penalty in the K1 men. You don't see that very often.
I think the quality of this field in the swimming has improved over the last few years though, so I think we will have to see some good runs in order to get onto the podium today.
Yeah, I think it's quite exciting now. It is officially an Olympic sport. I think we're just going to see it get better and better. It's certainly improved massively over the last 4 years. I think by the time we come to the Olympics in Tokyo, it's going to be a really exciting class. Apart from that early mistake there, she seems to be dealing with it all pretty well. I think we're generally going to see that double spin move there on 1920 for the girls. I think the winning time this morning was about a 1:17, so, but I think people that I was speaking to earlier, spoke to Mal and Kim a bit, and everyone reckons it's potentially to go a lot quicker, somewhere even close to 110. Certainly, I think some of the girls that got 50s were quicker than that, just depending how much time they save there. But looks like it's an alright run. I'm sure she'll be a bit annoyed about having to paddle back to the gate, but apart from that, it looked like she did pretty well.
So safe for, I believe it's her first major final.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort, and I'm sure she'd have enjoyed it. Yeah, it looks like she enjoyed the experience there, racing the final in front of a home crowd.
So there's a place to make your first final at Prague.
Be Czech.
Especially if you Czech, yeah. But even if not, it's probably the best crowd you get at the World Cup circuits, really.
Might have something to do with how cheap the beer is here.
And he plays the town, and it's Lucie Priou from France. It's rare to have one French athlete in this one.
Yeah, so yeah, only one French boat, but I mean she's a good French boat, so let's see if she can challenge for the podium today. You can see the wind's blowing the poles around a little bit.
She's
yeah,
gone for the crossbar spin there, really good pushback through there. She's making light work of this stagger so far.
Choosing not to switch, but stay on her left blade, and she's
been given a
doing
touch there,
really
so
nice. It looked like that was a touch though. You can see a lot of movement on that pole. Yeah, she's 8.5 seconds up, but remember there was a big paddle back there from Eva on the run before. So solid start from Lucie.
2 touches, you can just see the wind moving the poles about, definitely making it a bit tricky, but doing it pretty well. I think she'll just be trying to guarantee a clean run to the finish now. There's still a lot of moves to go, and if she can get them right, she can. She just slipped outside the spin a little bit there, cost herself a bit of time, but keeping off the poles, always important.
Giving herself space there. Getting to the substream 18. Gone for the switch. Can we see a double spin, or should take any of these on forwards? Looks like a spin here.
Not got a split in them. Oh, there we go. 6 seconds up.
All her tricks, isn't she?
And she's going for the forwards. Nice forwards move there. Oh, didn't quite make it into the gate though, so she made it into the gate, but she picked up a 2-second penalty, and she's under.
Mark Delaney was telling me there's a bit of a sting on the tail of this course because they're exhausted.
Definitely, it's a tricky curl move when you're fresh, so yeah, when you're tired then even more so, and it looks like she's not going to go back for it. Yeah, the flow's too powerful there for it. As it comes around the left-hand side of that rock, it speeds up, and it is really difficult to get back up to that upstream, so it's a shame there for her that she was on quite a good run, and yeah, as
you can see how easy it can all fall apart in this course so quickly.
But it makes for some exciting racing. Course designers do tend to go for that, but a really technical move on the end, especially if there's a good whitewater feature like there is there under that bridge.
So Ryan, you're racing tomorrow?
Yeah,
on this course?
Yeah.
And Adam, you should be there, but you took a late 50-second penalty.
Well, I shouldn't be there because I took the 50-second penalty. Yeah, I got a bit greedy in one of the upstreams.
Marley Franklin, Great Britain.
Ranked 2nd in the world. Didn't have the best of races at the European Championships. Went sailing past the gate, couldn't get back for it, but I'm sure she's back to try and make a point here. And a little bit of trouble in the semi-finals, but we know how good she is. We've seen it before, and I'm sure she'll be looking to put down a fairly early marker on and put a bit of pressure on the girls to come.
Yeah, very technical paddler, Mallory.
She just looks always in control.
Yeah, I know she wanted to do that move on the crossbar there so she can stay on the left blade through the stagger, and she's done a really good job of it so far. Just as I say that, looks like she may have picked up a touch, but apart from that, super quick through the stagger.
Flown through the
10
stagger.
seconds up, so
she can probably absorb that touch with how well she did it. So on her right now, her less favoured, yeah, straight back onto her favoured left-hand side for the next move.
She can keep it clean to the finish now and get the moves right. I think this could be a really, really good run.
A little bit early on the spin, had to wait a little bit. Did she stay clean? I think she did. There you see the switch again on her right-hand side to push into this upstream.
There you go, this move's pretty important now. I think she's going for the spin straight.
Yeah, so back onto her left side. And
really key to get a good pivot here.
Look at that,
16 seconds up. So yeah, she's flying.
I think she's just picked up another touch there as we speak, so maybe we should just stay quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's made real light work of that move that she struggled with on the semi-final, so it's good to see her overcome. I mean, it could definitely prove costly with the quality of boats to come, but I think this is going to be really, really quick.
She's going to be fast, and there are some of the other big names out of the competition in the semi-final stage, so maybe she can absorb the penalties, but she's left the door open there for some people.
I think she's going to be frustrated with that. I think she would have really liked to go under 110, but it's faster than anything we saw in the semi-finals, so could definitely do it pretty well, and she's 19 seconds in the lead at the moment.
She's actually mastered smiling whilst looking furious.
Just feel sorry for Kieran.
Yeah, no, Mary, she's going to be pretty upset with herself for that, for picking up those touches. But it's good to see her smile. Good to see she can see the funny side of it.
I think she's
as
a
well.
bit of a perfectionist when it comes to the racing, so I'm sure she won't be happy with the touches, but could definitely see her getting on the podium with that.
Spain's represented by Clara Lochabel.
Yeah, again, strange not to see Nuria in a final. Certainly one of the best in the world in this class, but
yeah, as Nuria drops out, teammate steps in. Clara making the final here. Saw her a couple of weeks ago take a massive hit on the top drop in Tarsen. Looks like she's recovered from that. Not shook up too much and into the final this race, so pretty awesome.
good spin on gate 4 there, using that blade to drag herself back into gate 6. Just catching the bow on 7, it's just, you know you've got to get the turns done here, you know you can't be late. And when you're trying to get that done and avoid the pole, it makes it really hard work. And she's hit that stopper there, pointing left.
She's close, isn't she?
She's very close, but I think she's got another
one
touch
with
to
the
go.
bow there. Yeah, she's got her body around all the gates okay, but as Ryan says, you know, you're going to wing those turns on pretty quick. That sometimes it's hard to get full control of that bow and make sure that stays off the poles as well.
You're trying to get your head around the gate, you're trying to watch the bow on the outside pole, and just as soon as you finish that, you're into the next move, and it's relentless down this course. It looks like she's tried to go forwards through 15, and it looks like she's picked up a 50-second penalty. Looks like she went for it there, and it didn't quite pay off. But
yeah, a brave move to go for it, but yeah, she's not delivered it on this occasion.
I think that's just what we're seeing with this course, how hard it is all the way down. It's good because there's plenty of places where you can take on the moves and try and gain back a bit of time. Looks like that's what she went for there. It's not quite paid off for her though. Getting stuck in the stopper as well.
Yeah, she's going to just finish it off now. One more upstream to go. Enjoy the last few seconds of racing the final in Prague. Make the most of it.
As we said, there were 53 athletes started off, so it's always quite something to make it this far.
Yeah, just to get into the final these World Cup races is a big achievement, and you know the quality of the race from then on. You know someone's going to have a flyer, and so often you've got to go for it. And yeah, you could end up first, you could end up 10. You never know what's going to happen at the start of it.
That's what you want to see from a final. You want to see people taking on the moves, people pushing it tight. That's what we've seen so far. Paid off for Mallory, I think, a little bit there, but some of the other girls struggled a little bit.
So next it's going to be Zofia Savitova from Russia. 3 Russians in this competition, and all speaking to Nick Smith, the coach, he said he has high hopes for them.
Yeah, Nick certainly knows what he's doing with the old Canadian paddlers, so I'm sure he's doing some really good work over there. Certainly always good, obviously, to make the final when you see the big names that struggled on this course and missed out. It's great to see her in the final. Taking on the switch there across the wave onto the right-hand spin. Going to go for the push back and pull herself underneath 6. Just think she clipped 6 and 7 there.
So
Again,
the last 3
getting her
athletes
body
haven't.
around the gates, but bow as well. You've just got to get that bow under control. It's not hit gates. Yeah, already.
5, 6, 7, 10.
That's a lot of
11.
penalties picked up, so already 10 seconds added to her time. It's going to push her down the order somewhat.
The medals at the moment there's huge gaps there. We have 59 seconds back. Would take you bronze.
Yeah, but I think when you look down the boat still to come, there's plenty of quality still left over here, and
yeah, you're definitely going to need to not have a 50 to get on the podium. But Mallory, 20 seconds into the lead. Can anyone?
and that looks like another 50
in
seconds.
touch? Yeah, another one that's.
It is just here. As soon as one move gets away from you, you just struggles so hard to catch it back up, and that's what we've seen here.
I think it's really deceiving here just how fast this river is. It doesn't look like it's the most challenging white water, but just the pace on the water, it just makes it all that more intense. And yeah, these gates, they come at you so quick. Some of the slow-mo views we've seen, you can see it's just like a maze of poles. And because it's so straight, you're sat on the start line and you can see every gate. And you look down, it's just like a maze, and you're like, how am I going to get through all of those?
So it's not just physically, it's a mental challenge as well.
Definitely, yeah. And with 25 gates on the course, Mark Delaney, the course designer, has used all the gates at his disposal and really crammed them into that middle section as well, with an open start and finish.
It is like ski slalom through that section there. So unfortunately, you're not allowed to hit the pole on this one.
No. Well, comes through and takes provisional 4th place. 5 athletes gone. Next up, Anna Satila, who is a very dynamic dynamo, isn't she? She's been on the scene since London.
Yeah,
5 years ago now.
She had an absolute flyer of a year last year. She did really well in the World Cups in kayak. I'm sure she didn't quite get the results she wanted at the Olympics, but I think she took a bit of a break from C1 over the past few years. But I certainly remember before that she was putting in some really good results. So it's really good to have her back in the class, and I'm sure she'll be challenging for the lead today.
Second in pair in the kayak, and like you said, didn't compete in the World Cups in the canoe.
Yeah, I'm sure with the canoe becoming an Olympic event for the girls now for the next one, that'll be attractive for her, and she'll be wanting to represent Brazil in kayak and canoe next time around.
Nice upstream on gate 3 there, and good across the spin. It looks like there's 5, 6, 7 is the one that's really causing the issues. And I'd say she's managed to stay off the poles there and looking pretty good through this stagger so far.
Switching there between the gates, not a lot of time to do that. She's done a very good job.
She's going to be just down on the split here, 1.5, but again we saw Mallory pick up some touches, and I think this is looking a really good run so far. This next stagger out of this upstream is, careless touch there.
Really clumsy one that after...
I think she's...
I'm not quite sure what she did there, but she stayed off the balls.
She dropped the top hand to get the paddle underneath and then switched in the process. That was really quite impressive. Some really quick thinking there to avoid the touch. Although she's...
It's a 1-1, unfortunately.
Yeah, you can see the frustration on the face. It looks like she's given up.
She looked so in control through that top section. She was absolutely flying, and then...
It's a shame that, because, you know, with 150, she could have actually been up there, and she might be able to make top 5 with the run time. She could have been the fastest with a 50, and picked up some good points for the rest of the World Cup circuit. But now it looks like she's going to finish in 10th place. Yeah,
after such a good start, it's a bit of a shame to see, but again, that's just testament to the toughness of this course, and really shows how impressive it was with Mallory and Eva Rihova even just being able to get all the gates. Really
You'll always see a smile. You have to turn back and look at the results.
Yeah, the camera's on the right side.
The camera's on the result side, isn't it? So you're expecting them to turn back, but when you have umpteen 50 seconds, you probably don't bother. Right, next to go, the European champion.
Kimberly Woods, yeah, European champion 2 weeks ago in Tarsen. She's been European champion before, 2015 in Leipzig. She's won some World Cup races as well. She's going to know that Mallory is currently sat in first. Really competitive, these two girls. Train with them both every day, and yeah, they hate it when the other one wins.
Fair enough.
And I think that's what...
Not like you two here.
I was going to say, I think everyone hates it when somebody else wins.
Yeah, but I think it's really what drives them on and what pushes them both. It's why they're so good, that they have that internal competition within Great Britain.
They've been competing with each other pretty much since the sport almost started, really. You see one women, and both of them have obviously shown how good they are, and Kimberly here is
doing well.
Really
looking
in
good
control.
for the stagger here.
Yeah,
she's managed to get the bow underneath 11 really nicely there, and pretty smooth in.
Seconds up almost. So yeah, really good start from Kim, and she's clean so far as well.
Looking nice and calm and composed there, just taking the time to get around all these gates, and I think that's really what's going to pay off on this course.
She really is in control, isn't she?
Yeah, the fast upstream there as well. If she didn't waste any time in there, she could have...
really nice into that spin as well, I think. And this stagger's
good. Just not had to wait at all.
Really nice move under there, and nailed it.
Lots of space. Good switch onto the right hand side for this upstream. That looks good as well.
Really good to see that. I'm sure she knows that The quality is, there's been a lot of 50 so far, but it's really good to 4 seconds up.
Yeah, exactly.
Really good to see. She saved it. Really good to see her just taking on the course there and going for her best run rather than just trying to take the lead. I think we could see something really impressive here if she nails this move. It's pretty good, that.
That's
nice
good
switch.
curl move there, and a switch at the end for the up. One more upstream to go. Can she have a clean? Will we see our first? Is it the first clean run? If this would be?
Still 2 gets to go.
Yeah,
Doesn't
this
say anything yet.
could be the first clean run if she can
Get on, Adam.
stay off the last gate.
I don't think it's going to be quite as fast as Mallory's run was, but she's clean. That's what's going to pay off.
She's going to smash it into the lead, isn't she?
Really nice run.
Well done.
Applause for Mallory there in the finish area as well. It's good to see.
Well, she's starting to get used to that, isn't she? Won the last World Cup of the season in Tatson, won the Europeans in Tatson, now puts herself in a really, really strong position. 2 Czechs and a Roslons to go.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat that 1:11 clean run.
Yeah, you just saw the composure down here, especially as we're seeing on this replay now. She made a bit of a mistake there, but she managed to save it really well, and that was probably where the time was between her and Mallory's raw time, but obviously staying clean is so important. Yeah.
Now, they're a very experienced athlete. Monika Yankova, 11th in the Europeans, 2 World Cups last year, 5th in Ivrea, and 14th here in Prague. She produced a few tears.
Yeah, so didn't get the result she wanted in front of her home crowd last year, so she'll be able to put that right today. And just seen the performance Kim's put down. Let's see if she can be competitive with that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see her approach here, see whether she goes to the podium or whether she's really going to try and take on the winning time. Certainly looks so far like she's really going for it. I think she may have just picked up a touch on gate 6 there, but certainly I think she'll be able to absorb that if she keeps it clean for the rest of the run. Good little back-off save there through 16-17. Really set her up nicely for this curl move as well. Only 1.8 down, so looking at the times, that could put her in a good place.
Yeah, that's including her touch as well, so she was just up on Kim. And obviously we know Kim lost a bit of time there up the bridge around about gate 20, so...
Well, the crowd senses something on.
I'm sure they'll know exactly what to be looking for, and the commentators at the course here certainly keep you very well informed, so I'm sure regardless they'll be shouting for her all the way down. And looks like she's made pretty light work of that stagger too, which is a really tough one to get right.
But she's down there, look on that.
Yeah.
It's on the split. Yeah, Kim was really fast through all the upstream to the middle section.
Although she's taken this gate on forwards and Kimberly lost some time there.
Definitely so gained a bit on Kim there, hasn't she? So
could be getting a bit of time back there. It's all coming down to this curl move. Which is the thing about this course, it's going all the way to the finish really. And so she's lost a bit of time there. She could definitely be looking at second place and certainly challenging to the podium.
So times to look out for: top time 1:11, that's out of touch. Second time 1:15.13.
I think she's going to go into third place here.
At 1:75.
1:34. Is it third place at the moment? There we go. Yeah, 1:17. It's actually very close to Mallory. That one touch. I mean, I think that's challenging and winning time for the semi-final. So certainly potential for a Czech podium here, which would be great to see.
Kimberly Woods has a medal.
yeah, 2 boats to go. 2 Brits currently first and second, Czech Republic third. Got another Czech and Australian left to go. So
very, very. Looks like we're going to see the Union. Well, we are going to see. Could see 3 Union Jacks on the podium, sort of.
They keep having referendums, don't they? Teresa Fizerova from the Czech Republic is the last Czech athlete to go, third from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, you can see she's really attacking it off the start here.
yeah, she had a really good race a couple weeks ago in Tarsen.
Yeah, I mean, that been such a tough place to race. I'm sure she's more than capable of nailing one down this course.
Yeah, she'll know this better than most of the athletes in this final as well, and she'll be used to doing these offsets.
Good quick switch on the wave there, getting herself into the spin.
Just ducking under that one. And
Dodging and ducking and diving.
again, she doesn't look like she's got that much control, but she's clean, and she stayed off the pole so far.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive.
She's doing well.
Yeah, she's been watching dodgeball. Just
Time's
a little bit
competitive,
down.
look at that, 1.8 down.
So it's not bad, considering kind of how out of shape she was, to stay off the pole and kind of keep in touch. She's really going
She's
for it.
super aggressive now.
Really going for
Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite her as she gets towards the bottom end of the course, but certainly looks like she's got it all in control now.
it. Good balance there to switch on the wave for the spin.
She's got a nice back under that gate there, and you can see she's going to have plenty of time through 17. get that drive back at this upstream now, so she can really, really make the most out of this. Going to be close on the split, a little bit down, but again, certainly challenging for that podium.
This shows how good Kimberly was, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kimberly's
Again,
really
another
good
person going forwards through this gate here. She looks like she's going to be late at 21.
Will she make it over there? Oh!
I think she made it over. If she can get back on quickly, it's
Just got her head inside, and she did well stay upright, actually. It's quite a stable place to be, and drops down the drop backwards, and she gets away with it really well. Good skills there. Really good skills to deal with that. Pulling hard again. You can see she's tired now.
To save this is, don't want to jinx it too early, but it's looking like it's going to be a clean run, and she's had to do some. Oh,
go on.
She's had to do some incredible saves in this run, and I think she's going to be just outside her compatriot Yankova, but some incredible skills in there, and definitely looking good for the rest of the series.
Yeah, she certainly put on a show for the Czech crowd, and looks like she enjoyed it.
So if you've just tuned in, Ryan Wesley, Adam Burgess are expert commentators.
Experts.
Well, Great Britain first, Great Britain second, and Ros Lawrence from Australia left to go. So it's a good day.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Ros do well. Obviously, we didn't want to see her go in front of Mal and Kim.
And then she had some issues because she had the wrong boat, she was saying a couple of days ago. So she's panicking and trying and all sorts of things.
Well, I mean, if she's still got the wrong boat now, then she's doing plenty well enough. I'd maybe stick with it. But
doesn't like it's affected her too much, winning the semi-final. Good to see her back racing again.
I think she's been doing quite a bit of coaching when she missed the team last year, but certainly doesn't seem to have forgotten how to paddle herself. And
also used to big water.
Seems like she's been given a 50 on gate 5.
Yeah, she definitely hit the gate. I don't know if maybe she knocked it the wrong side of her head, and that's where the 50 was. Oh!
You can see just there the power of the water spinning her back round.
She looked a little bit nervous, I think, off the start. She didn't quite like she was flowing. I don't know whether she'd seen what had gone on and let that affect a little bit, like the difficulty of the course or what. But
probably also seen how the quality stepped up from earlier, and obviously came here to win, and she's not quite paid off. And a few careless touches now.
Good to see her finishing the run off though. She's not giving up, and she'll finish this up strong.
I think it's so important in the scheme of the World Cup Series, how it is. You want to try and get all the points you can, make the most of it.
Yeah, come World Cup 5, you know, podium positions are decided by just 1 or 2 points sometimes. So yeah, you've got to make the most of every position. If you can be the fastest with a 50 in this final, then that would be
6th place.
Your 6th place. So
and if you're wondering where the Foxes are, they both took a 50-second penalty.
Yeah, so big points for those two girls to make up over the next 4 World Cups.
Yeah, certainly a surprise not to see just Can she get back on it quickly and get? Yeah, she's into the eddies.
Just stayed into the eddies, so
this is where exhaustion comes into, I think.
Yeah, using the wall to help herself get back up there, and it looks like just the errors she made early on. You know, she had to work a little bit extra hard to keep on track, and
that's the Robin Jeffrey wall, that where he did an epic 15-metre 5-minute claw.
The worst thing when you fall in at the bottom of a full run, because you're gasping for air as it is. The last thing you need to be is underwater. Good to see her pushing the sprint to finish, and I think she's going to go into 9th place.
Great Britain 1, Great Britain 2, Czech Republic 3.
Certainly looking good for us.
Yeah, good for Great Britain, and good for the Czech Republic to have a local girl on the podium as well. Kim looks very happy there.
In the highlights package, we've actually done a portrait on Kim talking about how she switches, when she switches and why she switches. So you'll be able to receive that in the next few days.
That sounds really cool. Hopefully she's not giving too many of the secrets away. But,
she normally, not to paraphrase her, but she said she does it automatically, she doesn't know why, when and how. If you two just chat amongst yourselves a minute, I'm just going to go and find the next guest.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think this kayak final that's coming up is probably going to be the highlight of the weekend. Certainly with 3 Czech boats, I think currently in 1, 2 and joint 3rd at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Czechs were awesome here last year as well, taking the first 4 places. Really exciting final, and Yuri Priskovic last off with 3 Czechs, 1, 2, 3, and he managed to beat them with a touch as well. It was so impressive. I wonder if the difficult nature of the course set by Mark Delaney here is maybe to try and take away a bit of that home advantage, and maybe we'll see some other nations on the podium this year.
So I think it's not going to be quite as tight as it was last year, but saying that semi-finals pretty, certainly pretty tight, so can see plenty of things going on.
Cool. It looks like we've got some new commentators coming in to take you through the men's kite final, so we'll go out there and watch it with the Czech crowd. Thanks very much.
Adam. Thanks, Ryan. Speak to you soon. So we have a change of team. Thanks for the C boys. Cheers. Now we have the K ladies, and we have a nervous lady making her international debut, Ricarda Funk. You can say hello in a second. Yasmin Schornberg just about to put their headset on. Good, so you need to put it next to your mouth, put it a bit closer to your mouth. Yeah, please, yeah, there you go. Welcome. So we've seen the women in action, and now we're going to watch the K1 men, and Sebastian Schubert is competing. There you go, there's the start list of, sorry, let me just go over the World Cup standings, which is, of course, by definition, is the same as the results of the last event. So Kimberly Woods is leading from Marilee Franklin, from Monika Yankova, and all the other athletes have just competed. It's the first of 5 World Cups, with the last World Cup scoring double points. So we won't ask for any comments on that, because you two clearly are kayak specialists. So we'll see how it is going. The semi-final of the men, there were probably 20 athletes that could have made the final. It was so, I don't know the word exciting, but dynamic, wasn't it?
The course is quite difficult. It's tight and very technical. So we will expect super exciting race today.
I just need to apologise. I've just turned your speakers on now, so what you've said for the last minute didn't actually count. So Yasmin Schornberg, Ricarda Funk, who's making her debut, and we're going to watch out for you two tomorrow. They've changed the schedule around, so traditionally we weren't able to have you, but now because you're not racing today, it's our great advantage. Let's just click on the screen and go to the actual men's K1 final. Here we go. They're all flyers, aren't they? They're all strong athletes who are capable of doing incredibly impressive things.
Yeah, we have amazing athletes in the final, I think. And I was really surprised that the semi-final, that everybody was so close together, because the course is very hard, especially the middle part, the downstream gates are very hard to get them very clear. So yeah, let's see what the final athletes will do.
Yeah, it will be important to be super fast and definitely clean.
Well, that's what we could see. We don't want to say who's the favourite, but a word to Peter Kauser. He just missed out with a disputed 50. We had Vavra Hadelek, the crowd favourite, who was in 11th place. Hannes Egner was up there, but these are the athletes that are competing now. They're going to go in the reverse order of the times with penalties they were given in the semi-final, which finished about an hour and a half ago now. So they've certainly had time to look at videos, to talk to their coaches. They all are on their own courses. They can put down amazing runs.
Yeah, and the youngest guy will start. He's just, I think, around 20 years old. But in the last years he got very strong. So I'm very excited what he will do today in the final.
Definitely a huge talent.
I think we can say that about all of them.
Yeah, I think all of them. And I saw a lot of pictures from Jakub that he really likes skateboarding as well. So maybe he will get a good feeling as well for the water, I don't know. But
well, let's see what we just saw. The men absolutely flying down here and jumping over the waves.
Yeah, that's amazing. They are just paddling straight through the very hard downstream part. They are paddling so fast that I couldn't say something because it's just right, left, and you see, oh, what? And they are so fast.
So essentially from 3 until 11, nothing happens. What happened there, sorry?
A bit windy today. Ah, shit.
So he missed the gate. That's very hard. And I think it was number 40, no?
Yeah.
Or 50.
50.
Yeah.
cliches that these athletes know that once you've messed up, it's the end of the game.
Still smiling.
Well, he's a showman, isn't he?
I think, yeah. And I think he's just happy to be in the final because the crowd is very, very nice here in Prague. Always a good atmosphere on the course. To be in the final is for everyone, I think, a big thing.
It's almost like a lap of honour. He's just cheering and holding his hand up on the way down, giving a couple of exhibitions.
Yeah, but if you have 50, yeah, you can see not very motivated, I think, to do the rest, of course.
So 1 gone, 9 to go. Joe Clark. Joe Clark, clearly, as we all know, was a very talented athlete that happened to win the gold medal. He had a few months off. He's been coming back now. He's looking a bit bigger. He's looking strong, I think.
Yeah, I think he's strong like the last years. I don't know. In the winter we meet us in New Zealand. I saw he had a lot of good training sessions there, and I think he's really motivated still.
Well, he seems it.
He wants to show his skills. And you can see his tattoo from the Olympics. It's focused.
He always has the semi-smile, I'm calculating what I'm going to do look on his face. I'm bored, hurry up. Okay. So the only Brit in the final is Joe Clark. Bradley from Prague has just missed out, I think he was mid-teens.
Stopped a little bit, but then maybe
I wonder if they're conscious there's such amazingly fast athletes to follow. You have to go well.
in one touch, I think that's too many mistakes in the first part of the course, but you never know what the K1 man will do at the end. Maybe he had to spin and then was in the stopper again. But I think he lost a lot of time there.
It's just not clicking, is it?
Yeah. Can be strong, but then you will have no chance if you're in the stopper somewhere. That's a very tricky part. You have to turn back and you have always to push your board forward and jump over the stopper to not to lose the speed for the next part. But you can see, I think he felt that it was not his best final, so
But he's still fighting.
He's honouring the jersey, as is the incumbent.
Sprinting to the finish.
So time of reference of Vic Prindus, who had 2 seconds penalties, but still came through in 89.31. So there's a huge field that started off. The quality of the names that's missed out, and he's certainly he's on his way back to the top.
it's hard to stay focused if you got one touch, especially in the K1 man, because everybody is so close in the final.
Okay, the only rule for the next competitor is you can be as excited as you like, but don't scream because you might break the microphones.
I'm more nervous than in my own race.
It's often the case.
Always when he's paddling. I don't know. He's like a brother for me, so I wish him the best. I think he's
So Sebastian
Hopefully
Schubert.
he can show his skills.
he's very motivated. Yeah.
Yeah, on the girls, just put what you think into words.
So go. Fight. Very strong. That looks good. Good first upstream. Now downstream part is very important to get it clean without any 50 or penalties. That was amazing. You have to look the time. Yeah.
Looks good.
So far, half a second up and looking good.
Yeah, but Joe got a penalty, so I'm not sure what if it's a good time at the end.
This is fast.
But he has a good run till now. Oh, I'm nervous. Yeah, very nice. to sweep and back to the next gate and to spin around. And push
Look at that,
forward.
almost 6 seconds up.
That's great.
Really good. He's on fire. Definitely.
Yeah, but Joe's time was not too good.
Lost half a second.
Yeah, maybe around. That was not perfect, but I think he's still good in time.
So the time of
The last
reference
one,
was 89.
And now it's very hard. It's a long, long, long distance to the finish line.
Here you go.
Fine. Oh, yeah.
It's a good time, but yeah, we will see what the other boys will show. But he is happy. He is happy with this run. It was a good run.
Crucially, a clean run and goes into first position. With that time in the semi-finals, he would have been 7th. But there's all the pressure on now, isn't there? And he's managed to put it forward in a real final, which is great.
You never know what will happen in the final, so but we will still have the 3 guys from the Czech team. So at the end, it's getting very interesting.
And last year they had the first 4 within 0.7 of a second, which is quite frightening, really.
But it's still a good result for Sebastian. I think he can be very satisfied.
Good, so you can relax now.
Yeah.
Mikael Smolin
relax.
is in his camper van here.
Okay.
Obviously been trained by his father, Rafa, and I was speaking to him, he said he's on form. He had a good performance in Pole in the Pyrenees Cup. He was happy with that.
Yeah, I think he had a good start into the season. I saw him as well in New Zealand, like Joe Clark. He was training a lot.
He's taken
the
out
first
the gate.
touch. It's so hard to get those gates very clear, especially this downstream part. But good for Schubert.
Oh, 50.
You have to be sort of, you can be secretly hoping everyone messes up.
Yeah.
Don't put it to us. Yeah, well, that's expensive. I guess we'll review it, but he really took both gates apart.
But he's getting very strong from the last year. You can see he had got a really good technique as well. So you have to be very good to be if you're in the K1 men final.
Exactly. But he has really high expectations. I think he was disappointed with the Olympics. Oh, that's going to be expensive. Not today. I think that was the wrong side, yes? So we go back, take it again. But he's hoping everyone else messes up.
But he's still young. It's like a lot of collect like a lot of experience. Next race.
So far, 4 athletes gone. Sebastian Schubert in the gold medal position. But it's early days, very early days. No, he's not happy with that, is he?
Especially the last upstream was very unlucky. But if it's getting more windy, it's getting more hard because the gates are shaking.
Next to go, Samuel Hunants, and in Leceo, he can do things that no one else can even think of.
It'll be interesting to see what will be done on this course today.
What is tactics?
What is next?
Very good.
He's ready to race.
Yeah, he's a very good paddler. He couldn't show it in Tarzen, but yeah, now in the final, everything can happen. So.
And it's polite clapping from the crowd. It's you wait to see our boys. That's what they want. So far, looking good though.
Yeah, very good. It's very focused. Yeah, very focused and very, very straight. Like just paddling. Keep
Oh,
paddling,
look at that.
paddling.
Point
Yeah, but it's not
0.06 up.
very nice to upstream. And then the next difficult part. Hard to say.
Yeah, definitely very tough.
So the arm is split. Certainly touch.
But maybe he lost a little bit in the last stopper. That's what we expect. Okay, that was very tight, but maybe.
No, he's been given a 50.
He got a 50, so yeah.
Sebastian's okay.
Yeah. So that's really hard for the K1 men because they really have to get very close to the gates to fight, not to lose any time. So yeah, they have to risk a lot. So at the end, if it's unlucky, like.
So half the athletes. I'm going to try and open the window because it's so hot in here. We're
That's
all
good.
dying, unfortunately. That's better. Bit of fresh air.
You can see it. Maybe it was just his nose or something, his eyes in the gate. But the whole head has to be in the gate. So otherwise, you will get a 50.
Halfway through the performance, Matthew Biazizu, who absolutely flies on his day. I remember in Liptovsky a couple of years ago when he just took the course apart.
I think he won the overall World Cup last year.
Yeah. So and he had a very good first run. I saw him. It looked very relaxed, but he was very fast. A very nice style to paddle.
Definitely, he looked really very controlled in semis.
Gaze.
Oh,
no.
Damn.
Taking out the first gate.
Gate number 1.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts.
Well, we had Jess Fox commentating last year, and she said her father, Richard, took a 2-pointer in the first gate and still won the World Championship, so it's not over.
Ah, yeah, you never know, but
It's not what you want.
yeah. But it's hard to keep focus on the next gates if you know you have already one touch in gate number 1. But he's doing it very well, huh?
He looks
Absolutely
good.
fine.
Yeah, very fine.
Wow.
Huh? Yeah, he's very good. Still fast, huh?
Yeah, even with the touch, only a half second down.
Ah, that was a good part. Still fighting, huh?
I really like his style. Oh no, a second touch.
That could prove rather expensive, especially with the 3 checks to come.
Yeah, maybe. That touch would be maybe too much. But yeah, it was not perfect, but
It was actually quite quick, that wasn't it? Probably not what he wanted to do.
yeah. But it was a good run. Just the penalties maybe will kick him off.
So 91.44 is first, 97.
Still only one touch.
Yeah, the second touch isn't on his. Yeah, but I think he will get the.
We will see what the judges will say.
Well, he doesn't look,
But
he's not sure.
No, he's not very.
Look at that.
oh,
It's very hard because you have to start from the box and you have to push your board very hard forward through the first little eddy, and then maybe you are looking on your board or somewhere and you are not maybe not very focused on the first gate.
Well, there is an asterisk next to his
Can happen
name,
very fast.
so there's some appeal going on.
Yeah.
No, look, there's a regret coming off his face. Next to go is Lucien Delfort for Australia. He was the fastest in the heats and disappointed the whole crowd because he knocked Vavra out of 10th position in his qualifications.
Yeah, he was the last one, yeah, and kicked him out. So,
But he takes a lot of risks, so he's normally either first or last.
oh, he's flying through the first gates, pushing the boat very fast forward.
It's extremely light, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, it looks like. And sweep the first upstream. And then, yeah. Oh, it's, yeah, it's very hard to go through, but it looks very easy, huh? The style is very nice.
It's bouncing through
Yeah.
wow.
a whole second up.
That was fast, huh? He was just keep paddling, so his boat is just going, keep going. Oh, he got a penalty, yeah?
Didn't see it.
I'll give him on game 13 as you can read.
Oh, Wow, that was amazing. But still a good run, maybe a little bit too much to the right side now.
But still in touch.
Aye. That's hard not to lose time in the last big stopper.
Matthew Biazizu has been given a 2-second penalty, which puts him down in second place.
Okay. So Sebastian Schubert still first. Let's see what... Oh, he's still faster.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow, Lucien Delfort with 2 seconds goes into second place. It's a
Yeah,
fast
but
time.
amazing run, huh?
He was moving fast.
He's put one down when it mattered, which is great.
Now 3 checks to come.
Yeah.
Oh, he has a big tattoo on his arm, huh?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I see it for my first time. The Olympic rings, huh? Looks like, or maybe it's...
What's that, sorry?
It looks like he had a tattoo on his arm, huh?
Yes, I saw that the other day. So, 3 athletes left to go. Piskovic last year won by 1/100th of a second from his training partner. But he didn't look comfortable in the semi-finals though.
No, and I saw on Instagram he wrote that he doesn't feel, or he didn't feel good on the water, but he's looking forward for the finals. Yeah, to have a good feeling.
They're going to break the microphone.
He really wants to show his skills on his home course.
Yeah.
The fans are really
Well, this will be you two next week in Augsburg.
If the Czechs are paddling, then here the crowd is amazing. It's so loud you can't talk to each other because you couldn't understand anyone.
and the athletes can hear the support because the crowd is close to the water.
Yeah.
Well, so far it's looking good.
Yeah, very good. Just paddling forward.
Whoops.
Oh,
Wow, nearly 1 second up.
1 second is a lot.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was good. Oh,
one.
Again.
again. It's hard to see, but
No.
that was very tight.
Wow.
But one touch,
This was good.
everything I think is
Still up.
still possible. Oh yeah, still up.
Wow, look at this. Pushing off every single
Yeah.
place he can. He should be quick
Yeah, the crowd is really motivating.
But there he lost a little bit in the last stopper.
This is where it's going to be hurting.
Yeah, but he's young. He will have enough power for the last
Yeah, right.
last sprint to the finish line. That's very hard.
91.44.
Yeah, I think he will be faster, but it's still fast.
Wow. Even with the touch.
87, huh?
So he's won himself a medal.
Can see he's very lucky, yeah. But he's still happy, yeah. Sebastian.
Well, Lucien Delfort has an appeal. So far, 8 athletes gone, 2 Czechs to go. Yuri Priskovic from the Czech Republic is leading from Sebastian Schubert from Lucien Delfort.
It will be exciting because last year I think the Czechs made 1, 2, 3,
4.
or 4. Oh, yeah.
First 4 places, yeah. So it's very hard to stay, is it like stay in front or to win in Prague when Czech is in the final?
Last week it was Yuri who was last to go, and Andre was I think 6th or 7th to go, but he had a 2-second penalty taken off, and they won by 100. So these two are training partners, aren't they? There you go.
Yeah,
He keeps below the radar. He doesn't really shout much, but he's very good paddler.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like the style. It's nice to watch.
Yeah, he has very good control on his boat. Just keep it like flat, a little bit forward, so
It's smooth.
yeah. But he lost a little bit.
So almost a second down.
Yeah, but Jiri had, I think, a very perfect start. Yeah, that was good. Doesn't lose any time in the stopper.
made up nearly 2 seconds. He's 0.7 up.
He's so fast. Just keep the boat going. And then, but everyone, oh no.
Got stuck in the stop.
No, maybe that's
They've both done it, haven't they?
a lot of them. Lost a lot of time there. Maybe they had too much on the left side in the middle.
This was tight.
Yeah, let's see what.
Well, he's throwing away a few seconds. No. Moves into
Fourth place.
fourth place.
Shit.
He's not satisfied, but he lost a lot of time in the last two upstream gates.
Jo Puskovic has an asterisk next to his name. I don't know if that's to come off or to go on. Yeah. Lucien Delfort has an asterisk next to his name. Sebastian Schubert at the moment is sitting in second, and one athlete to go. Fit Prindus, who's been in the office all week again. Look at that, it's completely stuck. They must have only done that about 10,000 times before.
So one of the German will get a medal, maybe. It's not official, but it looks very good.
Well, the only possibility is Andre Tanker also has an asterisk by his name.
Oh, really?
So we really know nothing at the moment, apart from Vit Prindus is last to go.
Yeah, he has a very, very nice style. Maybe like all the Czechs. Yeah, sweep the first upstream. And now the hard downstream part.
In the
maybe
semis,
not
he just
perfect,
flew
but
over
still
this.
good.
Maybe had momentum.
That was good. But 1 second.
The asterisk is still by Jo Puskovic's name and Lucien Delfort.
He lost maybe a little bit in the stopper.
It's the last athlete to go in this morning session, but look at that, he's taken some time out. Just needs to keep it clean over this last jump.
Wow,
Yes.
that was good. Maybe he could take the lead.
I think he will. I think he will take the lead by 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
I think so.
Oh, no, go. The last upstream was not perfect, but he will.
Time today is 89.
Will take the win.
Whoa!
This was a good run.
Well, he's won,
yeah.
finally.
Super happy with this
Vindicated.
Congratulations to the Czechs.
Well, check 1, check 2. Germany 3, if it stays as it is. Lucien Delfort has an asterisk by his name still. Let me see. They say Vit Prindus no longer an asterisk, so he's first. Jo Puskovic no longer an asterisk, he's second. Sebastian Schubert at the moment is third. Just a case of Lucien Delfort at the moment. Is he appealing or is someone else appealing? We'll have to wait and see for 2 minutes, or 10 minutes, I guess it takes us. Wow, but that was really, really fast as well. 88, which is a second faster than the fastest time in the semi-finals.
That was a nice final. I always like to watch the K1 men final, but sometimes I'm very nervous for all of them.
It's always super exciting.
And I guess you two must learn something from watching this, hopefully, for tomorrow.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yes.
Not that you need advice, but maybe you can see.
Very difficult course with 2 spin sections.
Oh, yeah, he's very happy. It's a nice run.
Well, it's the same with you Germans as well, but it's only one athlete can go to the Olympics. So by definition, you could have number 3, 4, 5 in the world that don't go. Well, we still... Oh, there's an asterisk by Vit Prindus' name now.
Oh.
Really? Yeah, it's really hard to see some mistakes on the screen.
I was under the impression that once decisions were made, it's final, so you can't appeal much after. just to make sure that, well, look at these asterisks. So we're just saying this is unofficial classification. Vip Prindis is given first, Juri Priskovic given second, and Sebastian Schubert given third. But if Fit only has a 2-second penalty, that would affect first and second place. And Lucien Delfort, he would jump, and Andre Tanker. So effectively, we have no idea what's going on. So we'll just have to wait. Obviously, with social media, pretty quickly you'll be able to see what's actually happened. I think the rule is it 10 minutes you're allowed to appeal?
I think so, yeah.
And then the judges with this new very smart system they have with
Oh, the slow motion are amazing.
shows how skilled you athletes are and how many decisions you have to make each second. The most curious thing is you actually don't know you're doing it. So when we interview people, what are you doing? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, because it's going so fast, and some parts like this downstream gates are a little bit like a gymnastic workout because you have to put your body from right to left and right, left, and yeah, it's going so fast here.
Just while we're watching these slow-mos a minute, as elite athletes, how much training do you do a week? Break it down into hours.
Between maybe 15, 20 hours, depends on which kind of season you are now.
Okay, so that's why you say good. Anyway, I think we're going to have to leave you with a little bit of an unknown because at the moment we have an asterisk next to Vip Prindis' name, Juri Priskovic also, and Sebastian Schubert at the moment. They're in first, second and third place. Watch the social media, keep watching you. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all my guests, Ryan Wesley, Alan Burgess, Ricardo Funk and Yasmin Schomburg. Thank you so much for coming in today. And we'll catch you a bit later. The actual, in about an hour's time, we're going to have it's now called the Extreme Slalom. So we're going to be doing that on the live feed if you want to watch. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
If you are still there, official standings, if they do stand, Vip Prindis, Juri Priskovic, Sebastian Schubert, 60, 55, 50.
Výrobce autorového bavlny a oblečení dokáže počas.